name of the cockerels, they were a little lower down in the pecking order. A family lunch prepared by Dad using local ingredients. Yes, it's chips, Tibetan style, against the traditional backdrop of colour. Tibetan hospitality at its finest. And using yak dung for fuel. Mum joined in the cooking spree, even though it was her first time cooking anything. The food was still delicious, although I think yak tea is an acquired taste. It was a happy reunion. We talked about Chujin's proficiency in speaking Chinese and English, although with her parents she speaks Tibetan. Have you noticed a difference in your daughter Chujin as she's been working in the city? Some young Tibetans still follow the monastic route, becoming monks or nuns, but it was hard to ascertain the exact figures of the numbers that do. Philosophical debate and learning is a crucial part of a monk's life, but I can't help wonder whether there's an inner conflict for younger generation monks as the landscape around them races into the modern age. What are their real hopes and fears for the future, when their values and traditions are being shaped by more potent forces? Back in the heart of Lhasa's historic quarter, at Bakor Square, it's not hard to find the vendors from all over China and beyond. They're selling their versions of Tibetan goods to tourists. But not me today. Shalba has owned a shop selling local goods like these precious stones for 3 years. He's part of the rising tide of migrants from rural areas moving to the cities. There's a cultural centre in Lhasa where Tibetan teens were getting ready for a future show. They've performed widely across China, including the Olympic Expo. I'd gone to meet 4 members of this troupe to to find out how connected they felt to their cultural roots. Most of them were in their late teens and were in their third month of rehearsals. They're growing up in a new age. Yet the cultural bond between these Tibetans and the four that I met also have their own rock band is still apparent.
This wonderful Tibetan dance that you just performed, there's a story, it's telling a story. What is that story?
就是表现出那舞蹈就是表现出四季，春夏秋冬，冬天就是冰冷的，就是那种冰块在融化，慢慢融化，然后到秋天，春天，然后就是比较奔放一点的，就主要就是表现四季。刚开始是一种雪山融化的那种情景，水滴声呀那些都是从舞蹈的每一个动作里慢慢融化起来的那种体现。
I sense that you've been speaking to each other a lot in Tibetan, but you also were all fluent in Chinese. Why is it so important now for your generation to speak Chinese?
我们大部分平时我们在一起聊天的时候，我们大部分都是用藏语，然后对汉语的话，对于我们来说，汉语是我们的第二个语言。因为我们要去内地啊那些演出呀那些的时候，大部分都是讲汉语啊那些。如果不会汉语的话，交流啊那些就是有点困难。所以我们从小的时候就会学汉语，但是藏语在我们生活中，藏语也是少不了的。
Their band goes by the name Punk Nana and has been together for a few years. They're all classmates at university in Chengdu and they study Tibetan opera. They told me their idol is Avril Lavigne and here they're working on their new album. It's original music that's all in the name of rock. Like any aspiring rock stars, their goal is to reach a wider audience and make it big. I'm told that Tibetan rock bands are popular in other parts of China, but an all-girl Tibetan band is something quite new. They're now joined by their mentor, who knows a lot about the local music scene here.
他们现在就是想法跟我们是截然不同的，他们很多东西的话，有时候我都比较奇怪，我觉得他们有些写的歌我也接受不了，他们写的歌，但也不是说比较俗的那种，但是有些东西的话，因为可能是年龄关系，可能有代沟。现在我让他们在这边就自由自在的排练，我一般的话来乐队我不会指手画脚说特别多，我就是主要是你们排练好，我们可能30多的人。对，包括物质，包括对家庭，可能想法可能更多。但他们现在的话，可能对这种没什么想法。
During a break in rehearsals, the band's chatting in Tibetan. After a little thought, they showed us how well their opera singing was coming along.
第一回的时候挺紧张的，就是放不开，就是那种默默的都在站在那里。有时候如果下面观众不是很配合，说是配合吧，自己都不想太活跃，也不想太唱嘛。可是我们演出的时候，他就是下面观众很热闹，然后都挺喜欢的，我们也那些感觉都出来了。唱的时候，以前在那个排练房是地下室的那种。冬天的话，我们那个时间比较多嘛，排练的时候，那时候天气特别冷，然后地下室更冷嘛，然后脚下面都是那种不是有装鸡蛋壳的那种嘛纸箱子，脚下面都踩着那种在排练，可以说是无忧无虑的感觉吧。跟我们自己的专业比起来，藏戏
怎么说特別的那個有很大的那種規範吧。加上每個動作呀，那些唱將都有一定的規定，但是樂隊這邊沒有那樣子。我們在排練的時候，怎麼說有什麼不好，心情呀那些都可以在排練當中可以盡情的發洩。
The night scene in Tibet is getting louder and more dazzling.
Tibet's new generation is now exposed to all kinds of influences, including rock music. So I'm here tonight to see Tibet's first female Tibetan rock band, interestingly named Punk Nana. Let's take a look. Should remember my earplugs.
Punk Nana was in their element in this nightclub full of young Tibetans.
These golden yaks are a blend of Chinese style and the Tibetan way of life. Yet the traditional and simple way of living is now more remote for much of Tibet's younger generation. For those that live in the cities, a new outlook is emerging. There's still a sense of Tibetan pride, but it will be up to the new generation to take the yak by the horns and keep this alive in years ahead.